In 2011, I was driving around with my wife out in Morrissey, in the back roads, forestry roads. I noticed a sign for a cemetery. So I took a walk up to the cemetery, and when I started looking at the markers, they were both mentioned that they had been internees. One of them was Harry Schmersansky, and the other one was Tom Rusick. I asked some of the people in town, some of the older people, if they knew anything about it, and some of the people didn't know what I was talking about. So I started doing some digging and finding some books and reading about it, and it just got me so fascinated in, the history of the area. We're standing on the grounds of the Fernie Courthouse, which is just over here to my left, and behind me is where the Coal Creek mines were. On the 9th of June, 1915, miners went on strike, demanding that all the enemy alien miners be dismissed from the mine and be rounded up. The miners elicited the help of William Bowser, who was the Attorney General for the province of BC. Bowser ordered that all the enemy alien miners be rounded up and brought here to the Fernie Courthouse as a temporary holding area until they could find a more permanent settlement for them, which they did later that day at the skating rink. At the time, there was no barbed wire fence around it, so the internees built a barbed wire fence. They had to dig a latrine because there weren't enough facilities on the inside of the curling rink. All they had with them when they came were their bags, some clothing, and a few blankets, and all they had with them was what they could carry. They did their own cooking in a field kitchen that was brought in. The guards were 30 members of the community that were deputized. They didn't have any uniforms or anything, and if you look at some of the initial pictures, you can see some people wearing suits holding a rifle. And that was the only way to identify who the guards were was with the rifles. They were kept in the skating rink until the beginning of October 1915, when General Otter came into town and went over and visited the sites in the area, and they chose the town of Morrissey as a permanent site. The mine in Morrissey had closed in 1909. The town was owned by the Crow's Nest Pass Coal Company, who leased it to the federal government to use it as an internment camp. And all the internees were transferred from the skating and curling rink here to the town site in Morrissey, beginning of October 1915.